Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is AkuaB and here on this channel I cover all things faith, lifestyle and beauty related, and in today's video the title is A Foggy Path. So welcome back to this channel if you are already a subscriber, and also welcome if you are new. So it's hard to trust when we can't see where we're going. So how do we equip ourselves for this journey of trust and faith? What can we expect to come out of the fog? And lastly, how do we stay on the path? So I'll be answering all of those questions and more in today's video, but before I get straight into it, I just want to quickly encourage you to leave a like down below and also comment something encouraging for another viewer that passes by, and also make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And let's get straight into it. Okay, so this idea first came to mind when I was watching a YouTube video in which I think they were talking about uncertainty and trust, etc, etc. And they mentioned the term foggy path. I then started thinking about how it is to live as a Christian being on a foggy path. As a new Christian, I was so enthusiastic and ready, but I was also on a foggy path. So let me first describe this foggy path to you. It's like in a fairy tale where there are multiple paths to get you to your destination. You can see a castle on top of a hill, and there's a range of ways to get there. You can cross the lake that winds into the distance, you can trek through a randomly placed desert space, or you can go through the woods that lead directly to the castle, but there's a path that's clouded with fog on the way. The first two options seem much clearer. Extreme, but you know from the looks of it how you can get there and how soon. But the foggy path isn't as certain. There's twists, bends, and the sheer fact that you can barely see puts you off it almost entirely. But God sometimes sets us in the midst of a foggy path. So what do we do then when the journey is unclear? Well, the first thing to do is to check how you feel. God is not a stagnant God. He wants to grow us, and that will happen through different seasons and changes within our lives. We can't get too comfortable with where we're at in this present moment. Only earlier this year, I came to the realization that I didn't trust God as much as I thought I did. And that is a major thing. We live by faith and not by sight. So in order to have faith, you have to be able to trust. Now for us, that castle in the analogy I used earlier, in the eternal state, is heaven. But in the short term, it might be a break between jobs and waiting for a new opportunity, or the end of a rough season that we're going through. So what can we do when faced with a foggy, uncertain path? The first thing to do is to know that you truly trust God. The next thing to do is to know His word and His promises to you. And when you trust God and know His word and His promises, you're almost ready to step onto the path. The next thing you have to do is to put on the armour of God. Okay, so I'm quickly going to read some verses from Ephesians chapter 6, from verse 11 through to 17, to provide you with some quick context on why we need to armour up. So it says, "Put on the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and having your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God." So we need to be armoured up, because we don't know what is going to come out of the fog. I also want to encourage you in the fact that God has created a highway of holiness, from Isaiah 35, that if you trust in Him and follow the path He's set before you, He is faithful and will bring you to the other side. Not seeing everything helps us sometimes. If we saw everything that we were going to do in life and experience, we probably wouldn't do them or try to avoid them because of the effort that it took to do it or the aftermath that resulted from it. We weren't made to see and know everything, and that's okay. Okay, so that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like down below and also comment something encouraging for another viewer that passes by, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in my next video. Stay blessed and bye!